This Vp is a special name for the speed of the wave, how fast the wave travels. How do you know Vp is 1 over square root of epsilon mu, because 1 over mu epsilon is Vp. That's what we have used it. You have used to define it. So that phase velocity, E is volts per meter. This is also volts per meter, but this is per meter per second square. So this is going to be in per second square, volts per meter per second square. This is going to be volts per meter square. So Vp must be something which is like meter square per second square. So that meter square cancels. So this becomes volts per meter per second square, exactly the same thing as this guy here. Meters per second square means Vp must be having the units of meters per second, which means Vp is a velocity term. Which means Vp is a velocity term. We call that the velocity of the wave or the phase velocity. Vp is also called as the phase velocity. That means the speed at which this uniform plane with having the same phase is moving, the speed at which it is moving, how many meters per second is it moving, that is called as the phase velocity. Later we will see that this phase velocity for free space is going to be exactly the speed of light. Speed of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second. 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second. That is the speed of light. Let's call that c. Turns out that light is an electromagnetic wave. The electromagnetic theory nicely falls in place. Maxwell's equation reduces to the plane wave equation, and once it reduces to the plane wave, you see how much is the velocity of the wave. The people who are doing about optics, they were finding about the velocity of light. Maxwell's theory tells you that the speed is 3 into 10 power 8. The optics guys, when they measure the speed, it is also 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. It's amazing that it cannot be a coincidence. So then people investigated and then said that, hey, yeah, light is indeed a wave, is an electromagnetic wave. Light has its own duality nature. Sometimes it acts as a particle, sometimes it acts as a wave. But turns out that when it acts as a wave, it really is an electromagnetic energy. The sun is giving us an energy, and it is giving it in the nature of an electromagnetic energy. It is moving at 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second and coming towards the earth. So that plane wave, right? Let's take a look at the solution. What is the kind of Ex that will satisfy this equation? That means I take that Ex, I take the double derivative with respect to z, I take the double derivative with respect to t, I plug it in, then this equation is satisfied. Then that Ex becomes the solution of this plane wave. So the solution plane wave is going to be a Ex, which is a function of z and t, which is of the form Ex naught cosine omega t plus or minus kz plus phi. Plus or minus. This term means it can either be a plus or a minus. Equal, both are valid. Very important. Cosine is one form only. It can also be sine. It can be either sine or cosine, doesn't matter. So you take this Ex, take the double derivative with respect to z, take the double derivative with respect to time. You go ahead and substitute it in here. We will really see that there is a relationship between Vp and omega and k here. There's a relationship. And when you do that, you will see that indeed this is a solution for this equation. Now, why does it have plus and minus? What does that mean physically? That is what is important. The epsilon and mu, right? When it turns out that for free space, epsilon equal to, because epsilon r equal to 1, mu r equal to 1. So epsilon equal to epsilon naught, mu equal to mu naught. When we go ahead and find the Vp, 1 over mu epsilon becomes mu naught epsilon naught. In this case, it becomes 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second, exactly the speed of light. And so light is an electromagnetic energy. This particular form, important thing is it can either be cosine or a sine, because it's a wave. Both are waves. And omega t, what does it mean? Plus minus kz, what does it mean? Plus this phi, what does it mean? We will see that in a while.